Risk taking is what gets you closer towards your goals than most other people, because most people aren't willing to have a chance of sacrifice without gain than actually trying to have the most amount of gain possible. It's all about risk to reward. This is what I want to talk about today in the Pursue podcast here, episode 22. And risk taking for me, especially at a young age, is one of the most important things that I can think about every single day. I know I'm not perfect at it, but risk taking is the most important thing you can do. Let me explain what I think about it. Risk is the price you have to pay to get a disproportionate amount of reward. No matter what you do, you always have risk involved. The less risk there is, the less reward there is. That's normal. That's the standard. But there are some opportunities where the risk is really low, but the reward is still really high. So there is a big gap in between. Those are the opportunities that you need to jump on immediately. What would be some examples? For me, for example, this would be training. Training in the gym is low risk, low time commitment. Yeah, sure, you have to go every single day, but it's still better than doom scrolling the whole day. So low risk, but the reward is you live healthier, you live longer, you live better, you have more attractiveness towards you, you have more confidence. There are so many benefits that come with training that it's unreasonable to not do it. I can't understand when somebody is not training. Deep in my heart, I cannot understand it. I don't know. Yeah, sure, if you are disabled or you have genetic problems or health issues, I can understand that you might not be able to get into the gym. But even most people, all the young people, why are you not able to go out there and just play a sport 2 to 3 times a week? That's all I'm asking for. It's nothing crazy. You have to do sports. That's one thing I think about risk. This risk to reward ratio. And all the bets that you can take where the risk is really low and the reward is disproportionately higher, you have to take it all the time if it aligns with your direction that you want to go into. There are so many of them, but you have to discover them and then take them and work on them. They don't just happen. You have to put in the work. The other side of risk is that if you have goals that are well beyond the regular goals, your ability to take risk has to be so much higher. Also for opportunities where the risk is bigger and the reward is only a little bit bigger than the risk. You have to be willing to get in there, to make this sacrifice and keep going if it still fails. That's what risk is. You have to be able to push beyond risk and accept failure if it happens. It's hard, especially for me as well, because for me a big constraint, for example, is money. I am a uni student who's trying to build his business. I'm buying a motorcycle right now because I think it's more fun to have life and gives me some personality and teaches me some stuff, and I want to have more fun in my life, like add more days to your life or add more life to your days. And I think a motorcycle will get me way more life in my days, and that's why I'm doing it. But it costs money. So I try to get some side jobs, uni, I'm working on my business and buying this, also other hobbies. I try to work out a lot, and capital is always a constraint for me. So I need to figure out how I can allocate it and get the risk as low as possible and the reward as high as possible. And some bets are unreasonable to take sometimes, but you have to be willing to step into this darkness to have the potential to get out on the other side. Even if it looks bad, if you want to be successful, you need to be able to take the step anyways. That's what I'm trying to convince myself of right now. Because for my sample production, I need to invest money into an idea that I don't know if it will work. I need to get those samples and hope for the best that it will turn out well, that I can earn back my money with a side job that I'm doing right now and get enough people on the pre-sale and then go from there into production, and all of those things need to line up perfectly to have a good chance of not stretching this out way longer than needed. So, risk is more important than most other things. I would say the top three is risk taking, discipline, and consistency. If you can do those things, then you are, and you push through it with one direction, and you do it for 10 years, I believe in my heart that you cannot fail. And that's what I'm trying to do with myself. It doesn't mean that there is no slacking for 10 years straight. You always slack back, and your diet won't hit one day, or you miss your training there, or you have an argument with this person that just wastes your time. This always happens. But in the big picture, if you do this for 10 years, in my heart, I deeply believe that you cannot fail. One big example would be, let's say you post 3 times a day on short form content and do it for 10 years straight. Do you think that there is even the slightest chance that you are not popping off at some point in this journey? I don't believe it. If I can pull through even just 3 years, I cannot imagine that I won't get known. You have to just keep this consistency, discipline, and put in some willingness of sacrifice in this risk, and you will get it. That's my whole philosophy right now. And yeah, I'm using some of my last dollars. Maybe I have $2,000 left, or Swiss francs if you want to be accurate, in my willingness to invest. But if I don't do it, it won't happen for sure. That's like the saying of not every lion that chased a deer caught it, but every lion that caught the deer chased it. That's the same thing with risk. If you don't take risk, you're guaranteed to not get it. So risk is the only way to actually get the goals that you want. I hope this helps.